I want to share one tip with you that's going to help you learn 10 times faster and remember more information. And if you actually use this tip, it will work for you. So, what is this tip? Well, the tip to help you learn 10 times faster and remember more information is to make whatever you're learning interesting. Yeah, it's that simple. So, you might think, hey, that doesn't work or it's too obvious, but think of a moment in your life when you found something interesting. What did you do? You probably couldn't wait to learn more of that information. You were excited. And so, the majority of the information you're learning you probably find it kind of boring, right? So when you find something boring, it's harder to understand, learn, and remember. But when you make something interesting, it's easier to understand, learn, and remember. So it's the exact opposite. And so whatever you're learning, try to make it interesting in some way. Give it some sort of value. So for example, if you're trying to learn a foreign language, so let's take Spanish. Now, most people who learn a foreign language, they find it kind of boring just because you have to kind of relearn everything, right? Vocabulary, how to make the sentence structure, grammar, conjugations, all these things. So it's extremely boring to people. But once you make it interesting and give it some sort of value, it becomes a lot easier to learn. So maybe you're taking a Spanish class and you have a friend that's taking it as well. How you can make it interesting is by like, hey, if my friend and I learn Spanish, then we can have like the secret language that my family and our other friends won't know. And so now you just made it interesting. So when you go to class, you're like, man, I can't wait to learn because I can't wait to have that secret language with my friend. And so that's what happens when you make something interesting. You're excited to learn it. And once you're excited and you have the interest in it, it just becomes a million times easier to learn. And it doesn't take any memory skill, any memory techniques to use this. It's just changing your mindset to, hey, I have to find some sort of value in what I'm learning. Now, take math, for example. So, math, a lot of people hate math because they think it doesn't make sense and all these other things. But what happens is if you give an interest, it does. So maybe you're learning something about charts and graphs and you think like, that's so dumb, I'm never going to use that. And it's so hard to understand. But maybe you're like, wait, if I understand this math, maybe I can make charts and graphs that kind of that track my progress in working out, how fast I'm getting, how much stronger, my nutrition. So once you do that one thing, you're like, whoa, I want to learn this math so I can make sure I'm tracking everything correctly. And so that's what you want to do with whatever you're learning. Just find an interest in it. And I'm going to very soon I'm going to be posting a interview I did with someone talking about the importance of math. And don't make sure you don't miss out on that because it's really interesting. And we cover a lot of good things in it. So let me come back to what I was talking about. So that's what happens when we make something interesting. It just becomes so much easier if it's Spanish, math, science, language arts, geography, whatever it is. If you have an interest in it, it's going to make it a lot easier. But the thing is, and this is the biggest thing, you can't fake having an interest in something because you know that you're not interested in it. You can be like, yeah, I'm so excited for Spanish, but inside you're like, oh my God, why? It's because you can't really fake having an interest. Either you do or you don't. There's no middle ground in it. So whatever you're trying to learn, just try to find some sort of interest or value in it that you can actually apply in your life. Because once you do that, it's going to be a lot easier to learn the information. And believe me, once I started getting that in my head, in my senior year of high school, I'm like, man, I hate language arts, but is there a way I can make it interesting? Is there a way I can make it fun? And so, so what I did was I made it memory training. I was like, okay, let me start trading. Let me see how much information I can learn, how quickly I can learn it. And so once I did that, it started to become more interesting to me. And believe me, we were doing something about poetry, and I hate poetry. And so I was able to find interest in that by giving it some sort of value by saying, hey, this is memory training. If I could do this stuff a lot quicker, then my training for memorizing cards and numbers could be a lot better. So that's all you have to do. It's not the most hidden, undiscovered secret out there. It's a very simple secret and tip I'm giving you. But once you use this tip, it's going to change the way that you learn information. So hopefully you found this video very useful and you enjoyed it. And let me know if there's anything specific you want to learn because I'm always looking to make new videos explaining things. Something next week, I'm going to be making, I don't know, a series of some sort, but it's going to be really cool, and hopefully I can keep it constant, maybe like 2 videos a day. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and look forward to the videos coming up, and I'll see you next time.